Welcome to Recently Logged, where it took quarantine for us to get a guest on again.
Wow. Out of... No. Wow.
It did.
You make it sound like we just couldn't get a guest on. We just were lazy enough that we didn't invite a guest.
We haven't had a guest other than a family member.
Other than a relative?
I will be on every single week if you ask.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. I'm like, it's not like Luke wouldn't come on unless it was quarantine.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, we haven't had a guest on other than a family member since episode 2
of season 2. Okay. Oh, right. Wesley.
Yeah.
I forgot about Wesley.
We are on episode 17.
Wow. So yeah, it's been a while.
You could just DM me a film, and I will watch it, and I'll be on. That's all you need to do.
Well, there we go. We're just apparently lazy on our end.
As long as it's accessible. I'm incredibly bored since the Super Friends Leader ended.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the great audience of like 9 people that listen to our podcast?
Yeah.
What, you're like 40 episodes in, right? Somewhere along that lines? Oh.
I actually think
I know the feeling. I am Luke. I am ItsLuke. I don't know why I said it. I'm... hold on. Let me do that again. Hi, I'm Star Wars Hater 68.
It's always good to have him on. Yeah. Whenever we can.
I was the one from the Muppets one.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, go listen to that if you haven't.
Yes, please. I hate it, but it was great.
Look at this. You're talking about our small audience.
A small audience.
Our sack lunch bunch episode, which is still, I think, our highest viewed one, has 114 views.
Wow.
Wait,
outstanding.
Did we
one got 114 views? Sorry.
John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch.
Yeah, it was that one Netflix comedy special that John Mulaney did.
Oh, I've gotten halfway through that. I keep meaning to finish it.
Yeah, it can be... I could see turning it off, honestly, halfway through. The second half has a lot of good stuff in it, though.
Yeah.
Like, especially near the end.
I'm more suited to British humour. Which is so different from American humour.
Yes, it is.
It's like American humour is so nice and it's almost obnoxious.
Even to Americans, American humor can very easily venture into obnoxious territory.
Yeah.
Like I've not heard an American comedian be as rude and funny as any British comedian. And it's like, I grew up on British comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch more.
Laughing about his cat is not funny. It's obnoxious.
All right, well,
on that note, we're going to talk about a foreign comedy, Micah. Yeah, structure, exactly.
Structure right here, people.
That's how you make a podcast.
Let's go over those
the basic facts.
Facts.
We haven't even said what film we're doing yet.
Oh, right. We're doing Jojo
They know
Rabbit.
it's in the title.
Let's see. All right. Jojo Rabbit is a 2019 film rated PG-13. It's 108 minutes.
Whoa.
It's directed by Taika Waititi, and it's got how do you pronounce?
You don't know how to pronounce his name?
Hold on, Roman Griffin Davis.
That's so easy to pronounce.
What about hers, huh?
Who? Thomason
McKenzie.
Yeah.
Davis.
And then Scarlett Johansson and Taika Waititi and Sam Rockwell. I mean, it's a great cast.
Wow, you didn't even mention Rebel Wilson,
Yeah,
Micah?
no, we were leaving that off on purpose.
The greatest cast addition known to man.
How dare you not mention Oscar-worthy...
Oh boy.
Yikes.
It was written by
Stephen
the
Merchant's
screenplay.
also in it.
Yes.
The screenplay was by Taika Waititi, and it
British
was
comedian,
based.
great.
It was based off of a novel by
Christine Lewins?
Christine Lewins. Yes.
Yes.
It,
I think that's how you pronounce it. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Where's our award category?
I've heard
Are
about
you looking
the
to
book.
see
It's
what
not funny at
awards
all.
it's gotten, Micah?
It's
Yes,
quite
but I don't
horrific.
see it on this. Oh, here it is. It won 1 Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay.
And you've...
I was unaware it
Yeah,
won anything.
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you not?
Yeah. I was celebrating all evening.
I remember.
We're just
I
waiting
hadn't
for
even watched
JoJo.
it then, but Taika Waititi.
You're just waiting for JoJo to win
No,
Best Picture.
Did you not? Do you not remember seeing like all of the
Um,
kids really excited because it was the first movie they'd been in and they won an Oscar?
No, I wanted to watch the Oscars this last year, but I didn't end up doing anything about it. So,
See, at that point, it hadn't even come out in cinemas here. We had it in cinemas for 2 weeks, and I missed it because I planned to go on the 3rd weekend.
oh my goodness. Well, I mean, we're not much better. This was out for what, like months before we saw it in America?
I don't know. I think it was only out for like a couple weeks, maybe. And
It had
we were
gone-
Like, and we
wait.
were like,
It was October last
it was
year.
in Redbox. Never
October
mind.
18th.
Yeah, I was about to say we did. It
October
wasn't until
18th.
it wasn't until it hit rentals that we watched
Do you want
it.
to say it wasn't until one more time?
Yeah. I'll just keep saying it. All right.
Hold on, the music was by Michael Giacchino, which who is my favorite composer just generally.
Oh, I didn't know
His
Michael
stuff in the
Giacchino did
MCU
this.
is incredible.
It is. Yeah. I didn't realize he did the score
Yeah.
for this. I
guess
feel like I should have known
hold on,
that.
let's see. Music by Michael
Yeah,
Giacchino.
me neither. All Michael Giacchino's themes are really memorable, especially his Spider-Man Homecoming one, which is, I think, the best theme in any MCU film.
Yeah.
I should have known this before looking at the Wikipedia.
He's actually
Oh, yeah, looking
done
at the
some of
Wikipedia.
my favorite scores for movies.
Yeah, he's done a lot of what scores? Like
Like
Ratatouille?
The Incredibles, like some of the Coco, the Avengers.
So basically Pixar, Micah.
Okay. Yes, but
All right.
can I not like Pixar?
No, you can. It's
He's
fine.
reliable. Sorry, did he do Wall-E?
I think so. I think he did Wall-E.
Wall-E?
I'm pretty sure.
Let me check.
Because I quite like the score for Wall-E. It's on my playlist
Actually,
that I have
I think he did. I don't
for
know.
scores, but I don't know if he did it or not. I'm pretty sure he did.
If my phone will load.
All right. Well, while you check on that, Micah, do we want to go over some of our just initial thoughts about JoJo? Wait, did he do? Wait, what?
Hold on, I'll check that later.
Okay, never mind. This is off topic. So, Luke, do you wanna go first, or do you want one of us to? Just what we
I'll
thought
go
of
first.
JoJo. Okay, all right, go ahead.
I've never come out of watching a film more confused, and not in a bad way.
Okay.
Is how you put it. I never thought, like, it's so funny, but every emotional beat hits, and I love it. It's like I'd say it's nigh on perfect as a film.
All right.
And
Yeah,
and what did you end up rating it?
Yeah. What did you rate it?
5 stars. I re-rated it earlier just because.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to
5
say
stars, easy.
when I first saw you log it on Letterboxd, I was like, oh look, he finally watched it! Yay! I just every day I was checking my Letterboxd feed. I'm like, when is he gonna watch it? When?
Come on. Okay, let's see if I can hide this typing sounds. So, can we talk about that one Letterboxd review? Or should we hold on to that for a bit?
I think we'll wait till the end to talk about those. Micah, do you want to go over your basic thoughts first?
Sure.
All right.
Well, that's not first.
I'm saying before we do something else.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to agree with what Luke said. Like, it's insane. This movie's hilarious. Like, I laugh a bunch at it, and then I also almost cry a bunch at it.
Almost cry, Micah?
Yeah, I still haven't cried at the movie.
You're too tough to cry.
I still haven't cried at the movie. That's all I'm saying. But man, this movie gets you when they pan down. Oh wait, no, I think it's a pan up. When they pan
spoilers,
up on those
Micah.
Spoilers, the shoes, man, you're just like.
Is that what you're like?
That's the very sound that you make when you see that.
All right.
I don't know. Like, there's something about Taika Waititi's directing and writing, and I have the same feeling about like Hunt for the Wilderpeople, where I just can't explain why, but I just really love it. So I gave this 5 stars as well.
Wow. Yeah. It's good to know you guys agree, Micah. Just one big echo chamber.
I saw you give it a 4-star.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He hates cinema, so it's fine.
For mine last, apparently I hated this movie. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Man, such a scathing review.
Scathing review. I'm sorry, Taika. Ragnarok was obviously the superior film in this case.
My thing with Ragnarok is it is incredible if you see Thor's arc from the beginning of Ragnarok to the end of Infinity War, even to the end of Endgame to an extent, as one long thing. And as long as you see Ragnarok as the beginning of Thor's arc, it works great. But if you just look at it on its own and you say, this is where he begins, this is where he ends, and then you show me everything that came before, it doesn't work as well.
Yeah,
no, totally.
Which I think is part of the reason it turned me off to it the first time I watched it. I was like, eh.
Yeah.
I just wish it felt more like...
I was on it until I watched Infinity War.
Yeah.
I would just wish it felt more like Taika Waititi's normal directing and writing, but it's a Marvel movie. It's in the MCU, so what are you going to do?
What else was I going to say?
I think...
Something else. Oh, right. The rest of my thoughts on Jojo Rabbit. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, like really funny, of course. I mean, it's a comedy. And I don't know. I like definitely the cast. The cast is amazing for it. Yeah. It's a surprisingly small cast for like what I don't know what I was expecting, but like from the trailers and stuff, I expected a bigger cast. But I have a hard time placing exactly what I don't like about it, but there definitely is something. I think part of it is some of the weird pacing sometimes, like scene to scene pacing, can be weird. It just feels a little meandery a lot of the time, not much driving force to it. And I think the kid they cast for Jojo just didn't have because like you said, the emotional beats hit really hard in this movie, and that's on purpose. And I just feel like his acting range was a little bit limited. Like, but it could have been more emotional.
Can you give an example?
Say after spoilers, his mom dies. I just feel like he just kind of sheds a few tears and kind of moves on.
No,
I feel
he does not just kind of move on. What do you mean?
Well, the movie moves on. Which, I don't know. I just feel like his performance was a little...
stabs Elsa.
I feel like his performance was a little stilted.
I don't think the movie ever moves on, does it?
In some parts. In the more emotional parts.
I don't know. I don't know.
Fine.
But yeah, that's just what I think.
Sure.
He stabs Elsa.
I know, Micah. I just watched the movie.
I always find that scene interesting, though, when he does stab her. Because, like... He doesn't put too much effort into it. It goes in like teeny tiny little bit. She grabs it, and then she never reacts. And I know it's supposed to keep with the emotion because it's a super emotional scene, but she never reacts. She just like,
well, would you, Micah?
I'd be like, what the heck? You just stabbed me.
Well, she could tell he was upset. So I guess we can move into questions now that we've gotten our basic thoughts out of the way.
Yeah. All right, Robbie,
Yeah.
since you seemed to have questions and answers and all sorts of things, do you have a question?
Yeah. I think I'll start us off with a classic one, Micah.
Oh boy.
What's your favorite scene, like, or sequence? Because sometimes parts of the movies are more flowy into each other than just one blocky scene. So
Yeah.
I figured I'd start us off with that. Do you wanna go first, Luke? Do you already have something in mind, or?
Yes, I do, because I came prepared. Not like last time.
Ooh.
Last time I made it up as I went along, but today I am prepared-ish. So, I think the best moment was the moment you're talking about then. Because I knew what was coming, I'd already been spoiled. And it kind of made it hit harder. So when the camera is just... I don't know what it was, but something... It just felt so somber, like something was about to hit, and the revelation was about to hit hard, and then...
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt me. I mean, Scarlett Johansson, not a massive fan of, but it still hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the atmosphere in almost every outside shot they have, and I think, like, it was a great use of that atmosphere in that shot, because it all just kind of, like, in that scene, it just all focuses in on that, and it hits hard.
It's interesting that you were spoiled already for this movie, because I went into it the first time completely blind. I didn't know what was happening.
I had no idea what to expect from it.
And actually, I did find that on my second watch, the one that we did last night, that scene did hit a lot harder knowing it was coming.
Yeah, it's like, I was waiting
just because you get invested.
Yeah, I was waiting for that moment. And then as soon as that camera is I'm pretty sure, I can't be certain, it stays at that same height at where she would be, where you'd see ankles below. And as soon as it did that, I was so much dread. Because she was actually quite likeable, which I never expected. I thought her character would be a bit sort of Scarlett Johansson-y. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but...
Yeah, no. Yeah, I was worried about that too going
Scarlett
in.
Johansson is kind of a wooden actress, a bit like Brie Larson. Except Brie Larson in Room. She's good in Room. But she's a bit of a wooden actress, and in a lot of things, she's not great. So...
Yeah, I could see that.
You know, I was surprised and like happy with her performance in this. I was like, oh, she's really likable in this. I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is script based. Just the way she's written, like the way she talks. It's sort of meant to be portrayed the way she portrayed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, it's good. That's a solid choice.
All right.
I feel
have
like
one.
they made that role for her instead of casting her for a role she wasn't meant to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. All right, let me think.
I believe Taika Waititi is smart enough to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's made enough movies now. You'd think he might have picked up a thing or two.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has.
Yeah.
But my favorite scene or sequence is probably...
Other of you? Yeah, go.
Probably right there in the middle. I'm trying to think of where it exactly is. But like it's more of a sequence than like a specific scene, and all that time when Jojo and Elsa are just starting to like really get along in all of their conversations. I think that has like really good dialogue, and I don't know, I really enjoy that part of the film a lot.
Yeah. I felt that relationship felt a little bit weird though.
Yeah, near the end it had some
19,
weird.
He's 14.
Some weird vibes going at the end.
Yeah, but you gotta think of it that it's coming from the perspective of Jojo.
Yeah,
and this is the first girl he's ever liked, and you know,
exactly.
It
already has weird vibes from that, just in general.
And yet they play the sister card.
Exactly.
They did the thing in that scene, and that just felt is like between that and him saying she's basically my girlfriend, and it's like
Exactly. Yeah, no, that bothered me a lot
Like,
more the second time watching it. I was like,
I don't know. I think the relationship
when
is
you realize
fine.
how old she is,
yeah.
if she was 16, maybe.
She does. They
Like,
don't
if she
say.
was-
They
she
don't
was
say
a
how
couple
old
years
she
older,
is.
but-
No,
Right?
I think they do.
No, she's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's 18, 19.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I was about to say, in real life, I think she's 20, right?
I think either 19 or 20.
Yeah,
No,
either
she's
19
20,
or
yeah.
20. Yeah, somewhere in there.
But I don't
She's
know.
19 last time I checked, but
I don't have too much of a problem with their relationship, especially being that Jojo, like, in the end is like, yeah, obviously you're too old for me. And I mean, it's just a connection that he needed to have because he lost everybody else.
yeah.
So, I don't know.
yeah, can I put forth a moment?
Yeah.
Specific moment. You after the big fighting scene, which I've got a lot to say on, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah.
And he says that the Germans won, and that hit hard. It's like, oh, he doesn't want to lose her,
Yeah.
and that felt really like, oh. If you
Yeah,
hear jingles
when-
in the back, it's a kitten.
When I was watching the first time and he said that that Germany won, I was like, I hope they don't play down this road too long, because a lot of times in movies it really bothers me when they have something where a character will say something that's like a lie or something like that, and then they just stick with that throughout the entire movie, and then it just builds up, and then there's a big, I don't know, I always find that stuff kind of annoying. So I was kind of happy that
Yeah, I hate that, but it was like 2 minutes from the end though, which
Yeah.
I'd seen the last scene, and it's it felt like it all fit.
yeah, no.
Like that was what it was supposed to be. I quite liked it on that occasion.
Yeah, I think it resolved really well.
Because it was short, it was quick, it was over quick.
Yeah, the final scene is pretty good.
Yeah, I really like the final scene.
Oh, right. I need to say my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Too. What was my favorite scene? I think probably the one scene with Jojo and his mom hanging out in the what is it, like a park, or is it by a dam? I don't know.
I think it is by a dam or maybe
A bridge of some
Bridge
sort.
of some sort,
It's a
yeah.
river or something, a body of water. I think that's probably my favorite scene. There's the two of them have a lot of great chemistry, which I don't know where they found this kid, but he does a phenomenal job, like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So, but then again, all of the child actors give pretty great performances throughout this.
Yeah, no, they do.
Oh, what's the kid that's kind of like Nick Frost? I can't remember the actor's name.
I love that we automatically know what you're talking about.
Yorkie or
Yes.
Archie Yates.
Yes, Yorkie.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that kid. Like, he was the one celebrating a lot at the Oscars, and it was great.
Yeah, no, it was really
He's such a
awesome seeing him
wholesome
at the
kid.
Oscars.
Honestly, he
I
might
hope
be
he doesn't get
one.
Macaulay Culkin.
He might be my favorite character from Jojo Rabbit. I think he's probably one of the funniest characters in the whole movie.
And yeah, and the last time you see him, I think I want to go home. I want to give my mum a cuddle, and it was just
You're just like,
oh.
you go, Yoki.
Yeah, he has some of the best moments of the
I love
movie to his name.
Is that uniform made of paper? That's what I thought at first, but it turns out it's paper-like.
That was great.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I want to ask something of you two.
All right.
Can we dedicate a whole segment to that final fight, like the raid of
yeah,
Yeah.
no, we could.
Berlin? Because I've so much to say on it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I had
Okay,
I had
thank
a
you.
small statement about that fight too, because I had brought that up to Micah earlier when I was going over some of my thoughts on the movie. But yeah, we'll save that for probably near the end.
Yeah. Save that for the end. Just.
All right, I have a question though. If you guys want to move on to another question.
All right.
What do you think of like the progression of Hitler as a character in the movie, like as the movie goes
Imaginary Hitler, Micah?
The imaginary Hitler.
Not real Hitler.
Not real
in the
Hitler.
Movie?
Imaginary Hitler.
Hitler played by a Jew. He's played by a Jew. We just got to make.
Oh.
Like, anytime someone's getting offended by that on like Twitter or something, it's like he's being played by a Jew.
the same Jew that wrote the movie.
I was about to say, it's literally, I feel like the only reason, like, this could have been super, super bad, but I think the main reason it works so well is because the guy who is playing imaginary friend Hitler
Taika
is
Waititi.
the same guy who wrote it and directed it, and he happens to be a Jew.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect mix of circumstances, because otherwise this could have been rough.
I think only Edgar Wright and maybe Matthew Vaughn could have done that in the same way, or at least written it in the same way. If you got like a C-list kind of terrible comedy writer like Peyton Reed, sure. I think it would really be really, really rough.
Yeah.
No, this could have easily been really bad.
The only reason I was excited for this is because it looked funny and it was written, and Taika was in it.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing him in
it. It would not. Like, Taika was the pull factor for this. Plus, it's a Nazi satire, which, you know, always going to be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. We meant to watch Charlie Chaplin's The Great Dictator before we did this episode, but we didn't end up getting around to it because I own it on DVD. I just haven't watched it yet.
He's got the Criterion Collection DVD.
Yeah. I think I got that for like $8 though. It was a steal.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Hitler in this movie, like it like imaginary Hitler, that is.
Yes.
I think it works really well because not only does it give a good opportunity to just make fun of Hitler, and you know that's kind of some of the goal of the movie.
Yeah, the whole comedy of the movie is based off of, if you take a look at like the entire party's views, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's how it builds off of everything for comedy.
So and then that combined with like as Jojo like slowly realizes that this view is stupid, that Hitler gets like imaginary Hitler gets worse and worse, and in the end he's like awful to
he gets
Jojo.
more and more evil the more he realizes he's evil.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I thought that was really cool and a good like view on doing it.
Yeah, that was an excellent portrayal of Hitler.
Yeah, no, I have no problems with the entire imaginary Hitler thing in this script. I think it's done, like, that's one of my favorite aspects of this movie. It's great.
Yeah, I think it was a terrible idea done incredibly.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Like, so many things could have gone wrong with it, but you've got, I want to say, the best, but one of the best directors working in charge of it.
Yeah, no, I would probably say he's one of the best directors.
I live in a world where I can say Taika Waititi is one of the best directors on the planet.
I don't know about one of the best directors,
I think he's up there for me.
I think he was an absolute perfect fit for this movie. Yeah, as a comedic director, yes, I would say he's one of the top.
I'd say he's the best comedy director, and I'd say up there as directors go.
All right.
I'm not a massive Scorsese fan or any of them.
Yeah.
I think like my top directors, I would probably say
my favorite
are like the Coen brothers, Christopher Nolan, Brad Bird, and Taika Waititi.
I really like.
Yikes, man, Christopher Nolan.
I really like Rian Johnson, even though I've seen one of his films and I hate it. Which is an opinion that's changed quite a lot over the past few months, but I still love Rian Johnson. I've not seen Knives Out. But The Last Jedi, I've gone from loving it to despising it in the past couple months. Oh, it's so bad, but I love you so much,
You
Ryan.
need to watch
Knives
Knives
I
Out.
need to, yes.
Knives Out, I've seen it. I saw it 3 times in theaters, which is more than I saw any other movie in theaters. And then we got it, and I did a quarantine challenge thing where
Yeah,
I
I
watched
saw
it
that.
once a day for a week. So,
Yeah.
like,
The most I've seen a film in cinema is
I don't
once.
know. It doesn't miss, in my opinion.
I think Damien Chazelle is still my favorite director, just period.
Yeah.
So I love like everything I've seen of his so far.
Actually, I saw Rogue One twice. It's my record. I saw it at midnight showing, and I saw it a couple of days later. Different people.
I actually think I might have seen Rogue One twice in theaters.
Twice in theaters? I don't know.
Because I watched it like the week it came out while I was in Florida, and none of you guys were there.
I forgot about that movie,
Rogue
honestly.
One's the only
And then I think
good
I watched
Disney
it again
Star
with you
Wars
guys.
film.
Well, you see, that's for another day.
yeah, I was about to say that's a story for another
A good story
episode.
for another time. I hate J.J. Abrams so
Exactly.
Exactly. All right. Do we have any other questions?
There was something I wanted to bring up. I feel like what I was gonna ask, what do you think was your favorite and least favorite aspect of the movie? So it could be technical, or just like a plot point in the movie. Favorite and least favorite thing about this movie.
Do you want to alternate, like, my favourite, one of your least favourite, one of your favourite, my least favourite, and do you want to cycle it like that? So the negativity
Yeah,
isn't
we could do it.
overwhelming.
We could do like that, yeah. Do you want to go first?
Yes.
All right.
No, one of you go first. I haven't...
All right. I would probably say my least favorite part.
Oh, he's starting with
I'm
least
starting least
favorite
favorite
because
I want to end off on my favorite, Micah.
Oh, yeah, I might do the same.
My least favorite part of this movie is probably just a combination of little technical things that have slipped through. Like I said, the scene-to-scene pacing is a big one. Just the fact that there's no driving force to the script and no inherent need to Jojo, like no desire for his character. Which, I mean, there is some there, obviously, but it's not the driving force of the story.
Yeah.
Which just bothers me a lot. A reason I've rated it a bit lower. But do you want to...
I think the only thing that carries it forward is time, which is an issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to do my favorite thing because none of you guys seem to want to?
Sure, Micah. Do your favorite aspect.
So I
Yeah,
think
do your favorite.
I love way too much about this to really narrow it down very well, because like I'm gonna say this because I want to say it, but I'm not sure it technically is my favorite. But I really like the way like the entire story is looked at, because Germany in World War II was a very complex thing, because a lot of people were just completely, taken in by Hitler and didn't even know like some of the awful things he was doing, and they just kind of followed him. And I like that this story has sympathy for Germans and everything.
Germany was a hell zone before Hitler took charge.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's like
Hitler was doing great for the German people. He was horrible for everyone else.
yeah, like there was so much.
Brought Germany back to life almost.
There was so much there, and I like the balance that they have of like being like Nazis are awful and Hitler is the worst, but not all Germans are inherently like awful. I don't know. I just really like the way that the story writing handles that.
Yeah, it portrays them. It portrays almost
it's like
every.
Sam Rockwell. He is so likable.
Yeah, almost every everyone in the Nazi Party with a bit of what is it? Subtlety. Yeah, but I wish almost that they would show a bit more of like kind of how awful some of them were, because obviously not everyone in the Nazi party was like just like, oh no, I'm doing this now. Some of them truly believed, like the Gestapo in the movie. I wish there were more characters like that throughout.
Yeah, because like the
I wish. I don't like saying this because again, there's so many sound bites of me. But I wish Hitler was a bit more extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it could have had a little bit of that.
More a background psychopath, like sociopath, like seeming nice to Jojo, but also like having back notes of a really vile human being.
Yeah, stuff like that.
And then bring them to the forefront as you go. Yeah.
That's another reason I haven't rated it as high, is because just it's little stuff like that just kind of bogs it down a little for me as an overall film. But let's go on to your least favorite aspect, Luke, since we're alternating.
Oh no, this is so hard because there's a lot of issues, but I don't. My least. I've just Rebel Wilson. She can.
You stole mine.
Oh boy. You know, of all the Rebel Wilson movies that I've seen, I like her the best in this. And
yes,
just because
I do too, but
they use the fact that she's such a joke to the advantage of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no one takes it
but no,
seriously,
that's a good answer, Luke.
Like the line, I had a friend who met some Russians. They ate him.
Yeah.
I sat through all 3 Pitch Perfect films. I get to see Rebel Wilson.
Did you ever watch the movie?
Those films are actually quite fun, but Rebel Wilson is the devil.
Did you ever watch the movie? It was so bad. It was a 2019 movie. I think it was called The Hustle.
Oh no!
It was awful.
Oh.
And Rebel Wilson was the lead of that.
I've not seen it, but I've heard things.
Oh no! It is. I have it at the bottom of my 2019 ranked list.
It's at the dead bottom of my list too.
It's so bad. I don't know how it's that bad. I don't know how it achieved that level of badness.
Like, and they took Anne Hathaway in it too, and I'm usually a fan of Anne Hathaway, not like the biggest fan.
Yeah,
but
I'm not
like,
usually.
She's fine, and then she's awful in this movie.
It was just a bad script, honestly.
Rebel Wilson has one good line, but I think we'll get to it later. In the end.
Yeah. All right.
We'll talk about that later because that's one of my favorite lines.
Keeping with the order, I guess I'll state my favorite part of this movie now.
Yeah. What's your favorite part?
My favorite thing about this movie is probably. I have to think. Actually, I didn't have anything ready for this.
Wow.
I think probably my favorite part about, like, my favorite thing about this movie is all of the character relationships feel very organic and real a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Like, all of the friendships and the family dynamic with Jojo and his mom, all of it feels really great, and I value this movie a lot for that reason, because it's not easy to achieve. A lot of filmmakers have tried and failed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite part.
Like I was convinced, I was convinced by all of the relationships in it, especially Jojo and Yorkie. Like, I've never seen a more natural kid friendship on screen before.
Yeah, right? And I mean, it helps that the kids, like, you can tell when you see them in like interviews and stuff that they legitimately became good friends.
Yeah, you can see who's friends in real life and who's not. Like, have you seen the Diary of the Wimpy films? You can tell not the fourth. You can tell the actors that play Greg and Rowley are very good friends in real life.
Yeah.
And that's hard to achieve because kid actors are kind of hard to work with. You can see in such films as I can't think of one right now.
Whenever I see a movie with a child star in it, like the main character is played by a kid, I'm always so nervous because it can range from really, really awful to usually, I actually, there are some really good child-led movies, but it just always depends on if the casting person can find a really good actor or actress for the role. It's just really hit or miss a lot of the time.
Great here. The casting was incredible.
Yeah.
And I think that
so-
moves on to my... No,
my least favorite.
Yeah, Micah's least favorite.
Gosh, what was my least favorite thing? Well, I was gonna be super funny, and I was gonna say Rebel Wilson, but that joke has been taken.
You were gonna be so original, Micah.
I was. But I think, oh man, because really, there's just tiny things that are usually the problem with, the problem with this movie. So it's really hard to pinpoint, one.
I don't think there are any overwhelming problems.
Yeah.
Like I said, the main problems I've brought up multiple times are really my only problems with it. Overall,
I think I'll have to hop on the bandwagon of saying that one of my least favorite things, which is funny because I said what my most favorite thing was, and the least favorite thing kind of contrasts that.
Wow.
Would be the fact that a lot of times some of the Nazi party people aren't the worst, they aren't portrayed as the worst. I don't know, it's hard to really see.
Do you want me to read through some half-star Letterboxd reviews just to have a look at some things that people think are bad?
Oh wait, have you done your favorite aspect yet?
No, I haven't. My favourite aspect is the casting, -1. So my favourite and least favourite things are casting, but I didn't really have any problems with it, so it was always going to be Rob Wilson.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, you can...
Do you want me to go through some bad reviews?
You can go... Yeah, let's go through some reviews.
Okay, I've got them up here. I'm sorry if you can hear me typing or clicking.
Alright.
So the first one that comes up is tone deaf drivel. Care to elaborate? Clearly not.
Wow, this sounds like it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, I just read one that's horrific. World War II was not a blanking joke. How dare this movie even pass EU regulations? Never mind, make it to the big screen. Terrible, offensive movie. My nan cried, thank you.
Yikes.
I found another one in that vein.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
I found one in that vein that's not quite as extreme, but it kind of is though. It says even Wes Anderson should be arrested for his indirect involvement with this thing.
Wow.
Okay, I've got another one. Wait, no. Somehow Taika Waititi has not one, but 2 movies even worse than Ragnarok in his filmography.
That...
Wow.
Yikes.
Wait, is this person saying... Wait, is Barry saying... Yes, I'm calling you out, Barry. Is Barry saying that Hunt for the Wilder People is worse than Thor?
I don't...
I
mean,
hope
he could
not.
be talking about What We Do in the Shadows, so... But Hunt for the Wilder People is legitimately great.
I know some people
I
didn't
don't-
like What We Do in the Shadows. He might be talking about that.
Yeah,
But I can't see Hunt for the Wilder People anyone thinking that that's worse than Ragnarok. That just does not compute.
I know. Hunt for the Wilder People was incredible. I really like Ragnarok, but Hunt for the Wilder People is incredible.
I've been meaning to rewatch Hunt for the Wilder People because I haven't seen it in a while.
It's so good.
Wow.
Okay. Colin Furr says Americans will never take fascism seriously. It's satire.
Wow.
Satire.
I found one that's a 2-star review, but the review is simply Small Nick Frost is truly adorable.
Nice. I wonder if Nick
I've got
Frost
a
ever had
half-star review.
glasses.
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
I've seen him with glasses. Half-star review from Bart That Smells. Jojo is not a rabbit. Half-star.
That's a good one. I made a comment while we were watching, like how cute the rabbit was that they picked for that one scene.
I know, and then they just.
I was like, oh, it's so cute, and then it just, and you're like, oh no.
I've got a half-star from a review from Jacko Tricks that says simply sucks.
Wow. Well, I actually, for the sake of moving things along, we've done quite a few of these. Do you want to go ahead and talk about the final battle sequence thing? Because you said you wanted to bring that up at the end. You had quite a bit to say.
So many things. That was so atmospheric, and it was like I saw a lot of people saying that they didn't show how graphic that actually was, like that battle actually was. Even though you've literally got Rebel Wilson pulling the thing on a grenade, giving it to a child, and telling him to hug one of the Americans.
I know, I didn't catch that the first time I watched it, and then when I was watching it last night, I was like, what? This happened?
It took me a second. I heard her say it, and then it took a couple seconds, and then whoa.
Yeah. But I kind of dislike the final battle scene. Just because it feels a little tonally confused a lot of the time. Where it kind of feels like, oh, Jojo's really scared, but at the same time they're still like because the horrors of war and whatnot is supposedly what I gathered is what Jojo's realizing. But they sprinkle a lot, like a surprising amount of jokes in, like Sam Rockwell guy. I don't know who he is, what his name is, but he has like his feather and everything, like his armor.
See, I don't think that messes with the tone too much. Like, yeah, it's like funny, but not in a way that interrupts from the fact that it's like that it's awful. Like it's not. I don't know. I never really saw it as a disconnect to the fact that it was still like supposed to be a horrifying scene to watch.
And see, it just really removed me from the moment, because that could have been a very effective scene for me, and just them sprinkling in comedy throughout it, I just feel like kind of killed it. But do you have any thoughts when it comes to that, Luke?
The comedy, I didn't find it too. What the heck is that? Sorry, there's something outside my window which it does not look like a bird or a plane or a helicopter. Anyway, I think it was fine. There were a few jokes that didn't hit as well as they wanted to. However, I loved all the Sam Rockwell stuff, like him ripping the blazer off of Jojo and spitting on him, which from Jojo's perspective that is horrible, but then I find this film, what it does really well is looking at something from Jojo's perspective and then zooming out.
Okay.
Like, to look at the bigger picture of everything, and I think that was done really well in here. So you saw Jojo running through this, and then it will show, and it won't follow him, it will show what's going on while he's running, what he's running away from, and I think that's great.
Yeah, to comment on that, like the Sam Rockwell thing, I think one of the big reasons that I don't think him wearing his fancy uniform affected me too much is like they don't rest on that for too long. And then, like you said, in a later scene, he does the whole thing with Jojo, saves Jojo's life, and then gets killed. And it's like it's a really hard moment for Jojo, because that was, again, one of the last people he had left alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sam Rockwell was shown from pretty much minute one, where he said, we're in a war that we're eventually going to lose, a hopeless war, whatever it was. And then over the film you see things like him ignoring the age difference between the actress who's played by, I'm stalling so hard, Thomasin McKenzie, and the kid's actual sister, and he feels the most real of anyone in the film.
I think honestly Sam Rockwell's character is one of my favorites.
Yeah, he is. Like, and then I feel like Sam Rockwell is what Jojo would have grown up to be. He's very childish. And he's sort of...
Yeah, I could see that.
And, like, the feather suit, I don't think you would... Like, it doesn't hold on that suit in the final scene for that long. I think if you weren't really thinking about it, or maybe you just sort of not... No, because it didn't look much less like a Nazi uniform than everyone else's, and I think there would be people that just wouldn't notice that.
Yeah, I guess.
So yeah, I quite like that scene. I think it's great.
Yeah, I don't know. I never had any real problems with it. I think it gets its job done well. I think it has a lot of, like you said, lingering shots, like even after Jojo leaves, on stuff like the different people who were like just normal citizens who died in it and everything, and really, yeah, like the horrors of war, really.
Yeah.
So
I think it worked pretty well.
Yeah, that was just a personal thing. I'm not saying that's how it's going to be for everyone. Just it was just a kind of weird moment for me when I watched it both times. But anyway, is that all you had to say about it, Luke?
I think so.
Because I don't want to move on unless you're done.
All
right. Was there anything else we wanted to bring up that I'm forgetting? I think I'm forgetting something.
I don't think we really spoken about. So after the opening scene, then we get that sort of montage-ish, dreamy sort of scene of Jojo after he's been produced by the grenade. Like, that was kind of horrifying. Like, you see the bloodied hand and then his mother running in, and it's... I love that. I think that's probably the best scene of the film.
Yeah, I thought that was really, really well done.
Yeah, no, that the entire opening, like the first probably like 20 or so minutes, maybe 30 minutes, I really loved in this movie. And that was probably a big reason why I was so into it when it hits probably the second act.
Yeah.
And especially the first time I was watching it.
I think one thing that we haven't talked too much about, but there's not too much to add, I just thought it was something interesting
to bring up, yeah.
Is like I really, really like the atmosphere and the cinematography in this movie. I think especially and specifically outside shots are great in this movie. Some of the inside shots are meh, but like even the shots that are upstairs when Jojo and Elsa are talking a lot, I don't know, I just really, really like the way the movie was shot.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, no, it I don't know if there's there's not too much to dissect.
Yeah.
Like the shots are like it's a pretty movie to look at, definitely. Production design and lighting and cinematography were all really good. But like nothing, they weren't really like
where do you
can go ahead.
Where do you rank it on where do you rank it on the 3 Taika Waititi films we've seen? So how would you go top to bottom for 3? So
do you want to go first, Jeremy?
I think probably if I had to rank this, what have I seen? I've seen Ragnarok,
Hunt for the Wilder People, Ragnarok, and this.
Okay, then it would be Hunt for the Wilder People at the top, Jojo second, and then Ragnarok third. Definitely. I just think Hunt for the Wilder People is a little more together as a script and as a film overall. But I really like both of them, both Jojo and Hunt for the Wilder People. So.
Yeah, I've also only seen those 3, and I was hoping you'd say something different, because that's the order I would put them in. I've seen Hunt for the Wilderpeople twice. I've seen Jojo Rabbit twice.
Oh, I might say something. See, it's really hard because Thor Ragnarok's bottom, but I don't want to say it's bottom because it's still like a 4.5 stars in my book. But Hunt for the Wilderpeople and Jojo Rabbit are so close in how much I liked them that it probably is Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Hunt for the Wilderpeople is probably better.
Yeah.
I think I enjoy Jojo Rabbit a touch more.
Yeah.
But it probably is Hunt for the Wilderpeople, Jojo Rabbit, and Thor Ragnarok.
They're so
as much as
yeah.
I like Thor Ragnarok. It feels really bad putting it bottom, but
Yeah, I think Jojo Rabbit and Hunt for the Wilderpeople are really, really close in my book too. But like you said, I think Hunt for the Wilderpeople is just a little bit more well put together than Jojo Rabbit.
It feels a bit more fine tuned than Jojo does.
Do we have any other like main things that we want to talk about? Because
what did you guys think of all of the camp stuff at the beginning? Because I thought that was a very interesting way to open up the movie. Like, because they never go back.
Yeah,
they never go back to the camp, but it does a really great job of setting up JoJo and the Nazi party in general in a very efficient way. And it's really funny too.
And it's really well shot.
Yeah. I think it's great, but I don't know if there's much more I can say than it's great. Nothing stood out as amazing, but there was nothing I did not like about that.
Yeah.
Except for Rebel Wilson, but that's a given.
I think it does a good job setting up a lot of the main characters you're focused on. I think, like, cause you get the setup for the mom right before he goes. You get Yoki. Is it Yorkie?
Yorkie.
Yorkie and his relationship set up really well. You get Sam Rockwell's character set up really well, and I don't know. I think it's a really good and funny way to set up all the characters.
Yeah, it was just something notable that I wanted to bring up, but apparently we all agree that it's pretty great. So
yeah, I think one thing is probably the most divisive comedic moment of the film. The Heil Hitler scene with Stephen Merchant. What do you think? Was that funny? Did you find that funny? Because they said 27 Heil Hitlers in a minute.
Oh, that
27? Something 7.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the little like the Hail Hitler like
around the middle,
Oh,
that scene with the Gestapo. Yeah. Yeah, I loved that scene. The first time I watched it, I was like dying laughing, and it takes a lot to get me to laugh at a movie like out loud. Micah can attest.
Yeah, because he doesn't find anything funny. He's like they'll do like a really funny joke, and he'll just be like straight face completely.
Well, I'll snicker at it.
No, you won't.
It just a lot of jokes I feel like are just at best, and this movie will get me consistently to laugh out loud, especially that scene. It's a good one. It does a good job at poking fun at some of the stranger parts of the Nazi like things that they do.
Yeah.
I'd seen it first time. Of course I didn't see it in cinema because people hated it and they posted it on Twitter and stuff. And my first experience with it was a video under a tweet that said, "How can anybody think this is funny?" I was laughing for the next minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, I don't think
I think it may overdo it a touch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it works really well.
Maybe, but I was still laughing up until that point.
Yeah, I was about to say, no, that's definitely, if not my favorite joke, it's definitely one of my favorite jokes from the movie.
Yeah, and we actually watched a little breakdown thingamabob with Taika Waititi about that scene.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he was saying,
great.
And he was talking about how, like, it was, it's a funny joke, but it also is another one of those things where it's just something really stupid, one of the rules that they just created because they just wanted to create rules in the Nazi party.
Yeah, and then to make a joke out of it is great.
Yeah.
Like, you take something they do and then you blow it out of proportion. It's It's called satire.
Especially
Cinema Sins isn't
scenes
satire.
like
This is satire.
scenes like that felt very Monty Python-y in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Like most of the Nazi stuff, when it wasn't just JoJo, a lot of that felt very Monty Python inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is probably the closest. I believe this is an American film, right? It's the closest American film.
I wanna say,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna say that because I assume to any British. It's the closest any American film's gotten to British humor. It's like it's all ridiculing. It's always ridiculing because ridiculing's funny and being nice isn't.
I don't know what it. See, like I don't know what it counts as
English.
as a film, because it was. I mean, like, it was technically like a lot of the filmmakers who were working on it were either from New Zealand or the Czech Republic.
Well, what production company is it under? Isn't it Searchlight or something?
Yes, Searchlight.
All right, then that's
that.
It's an American production company then.
Yeah.
So it would be an American film, I would say.
It's just
probably.
interesting because there's like very few Americans who were involved in working on like the specifics of writing and directing and acting.
But yeah. Well, is there anything else we wanted to mention before we moved on to I guess do you want to go over the stuff we've been watching during the like quarantine and stuff, like the last week?
Sorry, can I just go over the nominations it got and the awards it got that I'm reading off from Wikipedia? Yeah. So I'm pretty much going to read the Wikipedia word for word. Jojo Rabbit was chosen by the National Board of Review and the American Film Institute as one of the 10 best films of the year. At the 92nd Academy Awards, the film received 6 nominations, including Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress for Scarlett Johansson, and winning Best Adapted Screenplay. At the 77th Golden Globe Awards, the film was nominated for Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, and Best Actor, Musical or Comedy. For Davis, who is Davis? Oh, Roman Griffin Davis got 2 nominations. Jeez.
Wow. I'm surprised Rebel Wilson didn't claim her Best Supporting Actress for the year.
The Razzies the Razzies got cancelled, so she'll get them next year. She always does.
She always does. I meant to ask, do you usually log what you watch on Letterboxd, Luke? Like, could you look back at what you watched this week?
Yeah, I could. I mean...
all right, let's go ahead and do that, I guess.
Are either of you familiar with Clone Wars? Because I watched the finale of that this week.
Of what?
Clone Wars. Star Wars, The Clone Wars. Season 7.
Clone Wars. Okay. The new season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still very depressing that I'm only on season 2.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen hardly any of the Clone Wars series. I hadn't been watching the new stuff yet.
I caught up in the week before the season started. I got through 6 seasons in a week. That was a lot of hours on Disney Plus, but anywho.
Well, have you liked the new season so far? I've heard it's really good.
It's over now, and yeah, it's great. It's the best bit of Star Wars media going at the moment, because The Mandalorian is not half as good as anyone says. Mandalorian's no masterpiece.
That's how I feel about it too.
It's fine, but it's not ambitious.
Even the Taika Waititi episode, Luke.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, it's good, but it's not special. It's not how people stand it up as this amazing piece of Star Wars content. It's fine. I mean, it's the second best thing Disney have done with Star Wars, but that's not saying much.
I think my thoughts on it is it's refreshing for Star Wars. It's not anything special, but it's nice to just have something pretty simple that's just like a fun Star Wars show. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's fine, but it had way more potential than it. Well, it
Yeah,
didn't utilize half of what it
it could
had.
be so much better.
Like, it should have taken risks. But
do you wanna go over what you saw first, and then since me and Micah watched stuff together, we can do that. We can do ours after yours.
I mean, all I can really talk about is Clone Wars because I haven't watched much new. Have a. I can talk about Clone Wars, but that's about it this week or recently. Really, I haven't watched too much.
Okay. Well, I guess we can go over our stuff. And if you have any things or thoughts to interject, you can.
Yeah, if I've watched any of that stuff or anything, that's
So after Chamber of Secrets on May 2nd, what did you watch since then, Micah?
On the 4th, I watched two things. First thing, funny that we talked about Disney Star Wars was The Rise of Skywalker because they put it on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was Star Wars Day.
And that was Star Wars Day, May the 4th.
Well, I just sat up.
And
all right, let's go. Oh, I hate myself.
And then I rated that 4 stars.
Wow.
I did.
Much higher than I would ever rate
Very
it.
controversial take.
Oh,
I really like that movie.
What did you rate it then?
Me?
What did you rate it? Robbie?
I think I rated it 2.5. Probably 2.5, I would imagine, or a 2.
Let's see.
Somewhere in there.
You rated it 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Because it's pretty down the middle for me. It's 5 out of 10 kind of thing.
And then also on the 4th, we watched Spies in Disguise.
Yeah, we finally got around to seeing it.
Yeah.
Because it was one of the 2019 animated movies that I was like, oh, I never ended up watching that, I guess.
Yeah, I did not really want to see it that much, but I watched it because we rented it. I rated it 1.5 stars.
And I rated it 3 stars. I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was fine.
I really did not enjoy it. I thought it was pretty stupid, and I thought the writing was pretty bad. But the animation looked nice. The lighting was great.
Yeah, man. It was a nice looking movie.
Oh, actually, I did watch other things this week. I watched Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, and Star Wars: The Revenge of the Sith.
Nice.
Nice.
So from 1 to 3, and then 7 to 8, it's bad, really bad, meh. And then 7 is bad, but I get why you'd like it. And I love you, Ryan, but it sucks. So yeah, all I need to watch is Rise of Skywalker in my watch through, which I'm going to save for a day where I already hate myself and it can only get worse. And then I'll watch the original trilogy, even though you should definitely do a because you've got Disney Plus, I'm assuming you should definitely do a Skywalker Saga review, and I will be here waiting.
Yeah, no, I'd love
at
to
my
do
desk.
that.
I won't move until you do it.
Well, sounds unhealthy.
And I think there'll be some fun debates and stuff.
Yeah.
On
the did you watch
watched
anything?
something.
I think they'll.
Oh, you did watch something.
I
on
watched
the 5th.
something on the 5th.
All
yeah.
right.
So I watched on the 5th The Incredibles, one of my favorite animated movies of all time, which I gave 5 stars.
Wow. Who would have guessed after the statement, one of my favorite animated films of all time?
It's actually probably one of my favorite films of all time in general, but it doesn't make my top 4.
So sad.
But man,
I think Incredibles 2 does it a disservice. I think Incredibles 2 is quite a bit worse.
I can't
And
watch
Incredibles
2. I try to forget it. I try to push it out of my
so
mind.
Bad.
I was actually shocked at how just aggressively mediocre to bad it was most of the time.
Like I was so excited so excited. Like I said, The Incredibles is one of my favorite animated movies. So I was like, Incredibles 2, this is about to be great. And then I hated it.
Yeah, the fact that it had Brad Bird directing it again, I was pretty hopeful.
I think the mediocrity of it, I almost said mediocreness, but the mediocrity of, the level of mediocrity, it was so it was so mediocre. It was terrible. Like there was nothing outstandingly good. There was nothing else. No, there was nothing. Good.
Yeah, because it was so mediocre, it had nothing special to offer.
Yeah,
it's just a very throwaway movie in almost every respect.
And it just brings down the
even
it brings down the
films.
Incredibles.
Even meh animated films, I'm trying to think of one. Like Finding Nemo, for example, that has a lot of redeeming qualities, and that's it's mediocre, but at least it has something new to offer. Whereas Incredibles 2 doesn't. No. Incredibles 2 offers nothing. I like it was kind of sad. Green Portals woman. She seemed likable.
Yeah.
And the guy that vomits lava. It's cool. But it's not adding anything new. It's adding gimmick.
That was
I don't understand the character designs, the new character designs in Incredibles 2, because Incredibles was
it's terrible, but it exists and we have to admit it.
Yeah, Incredibles was so grounded. And then Incredibles 2, you have Owl Man and Frog Guy who barfs lava.
Yeah, old mole man looking guy who vomits lava, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I quite like Portal's woman, though. I think she's quite likable.
Yeah, no, I thought she was good.
Just she is quirky female. That is her entire personality.
And then...
I don't think she's a good character.
Yeah, we only watched one other thing
before JoJo.
Yeah, before JoJo, which was a great pick for our last film to watch before doing the podcast movie.
Yeah, we watched Chicken Little,
the 2005 Disney animated movie Chicken Little.
The masterpiece that is Chicken Little.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, Luke, but you should.
No, I've never seen it.
It's always
on around Christmas time now, so
like for people who haven't watched it, it looks awful.
It is.
The animation is awful. The writing is pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
But there's something about its awfulness that it knows that it's awful, and for some reason it's hilarious.
No, that's like top guilty pleasure animated movies is Chicken Little. Chicken Little's up there.
Cause it's not good. It has pretty bad writing, awful animation. Just I don't know. The characters are pretty bad. Everything is just meh. But for some reason it is hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if you would like it, Luke, because it's pretty American in its humor. But I don't know.
You mentioned guilty pleasure films.
What?
I think Micah mentioned guilty pleasure films. What's everyone's guilty pleasure film?
Oh
just
gosh,
out of curiosity.
My ultimate guilty pleasure. Something that I think is actually bad that I enjoy watching. Just in that vein. Okay. Oh gosh, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
My go-to just kind of bad to meh movie that I actually love is probably, I want to say maybe Master of Disguise, but that movie sucks. It has so bad. It has a 1% on Rotten Tomatoes for a reason. But I don't know. Or you know what? I'm gonna say Mall Cop. That's my go-to. I really love that movie, but I don't think it's anything special, really. Other than just being a fun time to watch.
It's a fun time, but it's dreadful. Yeah.
I don't know if this qualifies.
What?
But if it does, B movie. I don't know,
That's just a
man.
meme, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, B-movie has, I think, obtained ultimate meme status among movie lovers.
If you want to go with a live action one, because a lot of times when you choose these, they're animated because, like, a lot of animated movies are pretty bad.
Wow.
Yeah, and you've grown up with them. They're like films you've grown up with. Like, the Lorax is terrible, but I grew up on it.
If we want to go with a live action one that for some reason I will watch even though it's bad and I enjoy it, is Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. I have the steel book for this thing only because it was super cheap at Best Buy.
Wow.
Like, it was $8. $8. How am I not gonna buy that? I don't know. The movie's awful, but I don't know. I enjoy watching it.
Yeah, I don't get your love for that movie at all, really.
No.
I've only seen it once though. I should give it another shot. See if I like it.
Yeah. What about you, Luke?
Oh, there's so many. So I think there's one film that should be everyone who likes it guilty. Everyone who likes it. I think there was one film that should be everyone's guilty pleasure because everyone seems to like it, even though it is so bad. That would be Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is so terrible.
I think Wonder Woman's pretty bad, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just kind of mediocre. I don't dislike it, but to be honest, I have no strong feelings towards it overall.
Like, I saw some people who were
But the
saying it
thing
was
is-
like revived DC, and I just really was like,
not.
ugh.
It's so bad. It's like whatever good there is, it all gets ruined in the third act. Like, the idea of humans being the problem. There was no God. There was no God of War. There was no courses will set people.
It was-
and it's like as soon as you throw that out the window, the whole rest of it, that message is just thrown out the window.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
the third
look
act
at the
was
first
awful.
2/3 and say that's a great arc without looking at the third one.
Yeah.
It's like you can't write an arc, throw it away, and then tell me, oh yeah, but you should like the beginning of it. Because I don't. It sucks.
Yeah, I really don't like the third act of Wonder Woman.
I think the message is good that they try and give you, but they also need a big CGI Wonder Woman fight, which if it didn't have, if it just sort of had her kill Ludendorff or whatever, and then Steve Trevor dies and like a month later the war has ended, like I think that's a more satisfying ending. And then I think it's not good, but it's better than it is now. Like,
Yeah.
it's upper mediocre, not just bad. The film's got a lot of problems, but it's like, Teen Titans Go to the Movies is pretty funny, but it's really bad, but it's fun.
All right.
Have you seen the Nativity films? They're UK. One of them's got David Tennant in it. One of them's got the short one from The Hobbit in it.
I have not. I don't know that I've heard of those.
David Tennant and
The first two are so much fun. They're terrible, but they're so much fun. They're some of the best UK Christmas films, which does say a lot, but they are an essential. You definitely need to watch them next Christmas. They are great.
All right. Yeah.
I'm
I'll put
surprised
them.
they
I'll
never
put them in
crossed
my
the
watch
border.
list.
I'm surprised they
Definitely.
never crossed the border into getting popular in the US, but they are quintessential over here. Just don't watch the third or the fourth or the fifth or the sixth ones, or the stage show, which is all of these are a thing.
Oh
They
gosh.
make one every 2 years, and they're just getting worse and worse. Now it's a stage show, but they're going to do another one in 2 years' time because somehow they keep making money. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Another
we
Wonder
should-
Woman situation. X-Men, Days of Future Past. Terrible.
Really? I've heard from a lot of people that it's pretty
so
good.
Bad.
I don't know. I've
People-
never seen
people-
it. I've never seen any of the X-Men movies. So I couldn't really
People
comment.
love it, but it's so bleh. It's like it's if Wonder Woman didn't try and say anything, that's X-Men Days of Future Past. So it's like it's bad, and then you take away everything that was good. Like it's fun and comic booky, but it's so bad.
Yikes. All right. Well,
Bad.
do we want to
Deadpool, both bad, but yeah.
Do we want to move on to, I guess, the end of it?
Let's-
The end of the episode, anyway. I said the end of it, like just it in general. Luke, do you want to plug anything before we go on to the quote and everything, like YouTube channel, Twitter, anything like that?
Nah. Everything I've got starting up is starting up over the next month, so I got nothing. However, I will make sure I'm back within a month. And now I've said it.
Well,
and now I've said it. You can't not have me on within the next month. I'm talking it into reality.
I will for the listeners. I will have links to Luke's YouTube channel, and I guess I don't know if you want your Twitter out there. I guess so, since it's linked to your channel.
It's Luke's Twitter, not the one I use to talk to you, but the other one.
Yeah, okay. I'll have both of those. I'll have both of those down in the episode description for this, where you guys can find them.
The other one I use is a more personal, but yeah.
Yeah. Micah, have you found a quote that we want to use? Or wait, Luke, you said something earlier about a Rebel Wilson quote.
Oh no, we have to find
from this movie.
We have to find it now.
All right.
I will go search.
I'm not sure what specific quote you're looking for, so.
Is it
the go hug one of the? Yeah, that one.
Oh, from the final
wait.
battle.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah. Micah had pulled that scene up like a little bit ago. He could probably find it through that.
All right, do you want to do it, Robbie?
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I usually do the quotes, so either Luke or you should do it.
All right, what is it? Hold on.
It's
hit me with it.
You see that American over there? Go run, go. Go give him a hug. Yeah, it's see the American there. Go give him a hug. Run, go. Yeah.
Wow. We should just have you perform it, Micah. Just like that.
Wow, just like that. Yes.
Yes. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it. Could you do it, Micah? You already have it memorized.
Well,
I'm gonna forget my lines.
Here, since this is what we end off with, I'll say first, thanks for coming on.
Oh yeah,
Luke.
we haven't even thanked him for coming on. Jeez.
Love doing these. Love having guests on.
We're just big jerks.
You don't need to thank me. I beg to be here.
Well,
it took me 5 months to come back. 5 months. I'll be back soon.
We're pretty bad with planning.
Yeah, I was about to say we might have to have you on in another month or so. I'm thinking about maybe once we finish up the Harry Potter stuff.
Oh yeah, please get that out of the way. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thanks for coming on. Once again, for all of our listeners, we're going to have his stuff down in the description, along with all of the podcast stuff, how you can contact us if you want to be a guest. Which actually, I think... Oh, that's right. I remembered just now who asked to be on the podcast. That'll probably be happening in the next couple of weeks. Connor.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
I'll be back soon.
Yeah, Luke will be on again soon. And I guess here's the...
See, I don't want to deliver this quote with an accent, because I don't think I could do any kind of accent that Rebel Wilson does, because it's like...
Do it.
Oh my god.
All right, you can redo it if you want.
I'm gonna do one, and then if it's awful, like I'm gonna try with the accent. If it's awful,
yeah, go on.
You see that American over there? Go give him a hug. Go. That was something.
That was good.
I don't know if that works.
That's fine, Micah.
I don't even know what accent Rebel Wilson is doing because it's like a
fine.
weird
Bye-bye.
mix of British and German, and I just don't even know what to do with what she says.
Her performance was on a different level, Micah.
Yeah, it was
too high.
It ascended above normal performances.
Well, it went somewhere, that's for sure. I'm not sure it's somewhere we would want to go. All right, I'll call that the end.